Chapter 2 deals with the admission of a new partner into a partnership firm, which is one of the modes of reconstitution of a partnership firm. A partnership firm can undergo reconstitution through various modes. The modes of reconstitution of a partnership firm include admission of a partner, or change in the profit sharing ratio among existing partners, or retirement or death of a partner. Let us focus on admission of a new partner into the partnership firm for now. Generally, a firm requires additional capital or managerial expertise or requirement of any experienced or competent person. The firm may require this in order to successfully run or expand the existing business. In such a case, the existing partners can admit a new partner in order to add to its existing resources. Admission of a new partner helps the firm in various aspects like sourcing new expertise or experience, or getting the benefits of an additional client base that the new partner may have, utilizing various resources or contacts and influences that the new partner may hold, etc. The Indian Partnership Act 1932 mandates that a new partner be admitted only after having the consent of all the existing partners. However, if the partnership deed provides otherwise, then the existing partners can follow the terms agreed in the partnership deed. The new partner, once admitted to the firm, will enjoy certain rights just like the other existing partners. The two main rights that a newly admitted partner is entitled to is that 1. Such partner has the right to share the assets of the partnership firm, and 2. Such partner has the right to share the profits of the partnership firm. In other words, the newly admitted partner, just like the other partners, has a right on the share of the assets of the firm and on his share of the profits as may be decided at the time of admission into the firm. However, in order to earn such a right to share the assets and the profits, the new partner brings into the firm an agreed amount of consideration which is called his capital. Such capital can be either in cash or in kind. If the firm is a long standing one with a considerable repute in the business that it carries on, then in addition to the capital, the new partner also pays an additional premium. Such premium that a partner pays up and above the capital, which may be valued for his admission, is called goodwill. In simpler terms, goodwill is the measurement of a firm's reputation in monetary terms. It is a premium value that the partners enjoy for having grown their business to a reputable position. And it is also the premium that a new partner pays up to reap the benefits of the reputation built by the old partners. We saw that when a new partner is admitted into the firm undergoes a reconstitution, which means a lot of changes and adjustments have to be made at the time of reconstitution of any sort, which may be admission, retirement, death, or even when the existing partners decide to change the profit sharing ratios among themselves without any admission or retirement. Let us look at what are the kind of adjustments that have to be made in the firm's book at the time of admission of a new partner. First and foremost, a new profit sharing ratio has to be calculated so as to accommodate the new partner and give a certain share of profits to him or her. Once the share of a new partner is established and the new share of the old partners after the portion that they have surrendered in favor of the new partner is established, then the new profit sharing ratio can be calculated and put in place. In order to provide a share to the new partner, the old partners surrender a portion of their share of profits in a ratio called as a sacrificing ratio. The existing partners, either all of them or some of them, as decided between themselves, sacrifice a portion of their share in favor of the new partner. The partners who give up a part of their profits in favor of the new partner can either give up an equal portion of their share or can sacrifice in a ratio decided amongst themselves as to who will give up how much portion. Once the new profit sharing ratio and the sacrifice ratio are calculated, next the goodwill has to be calculated. As we discussed, goodwill is the monetary value of the repute that the business holds. In normal course of day-to-day business, the same is not generally calculated, but when a reconstitution takes place, calculation and treatment of goodwill becomes of utmost importance so that the existing partners do not lose out on the monetary consideration that they can rightfully demand due to putting in efforts to build the business reputation to the position it has reached till the time of such reconstitution. Then let us look at the fourth adjustment. Sometimes there are some accumulated profits or losses and reserves that has yet not been distributed amongst the partners. However, when a new partner is admitted, he does not have right over such profits and reserves, neither does he have any obligation towards the past accumulated losses. That's why when a partner is admitted, the existing partners must first look into the accumulated profits or losses and reserves and distribute it amongst themselves and clear it off by transferring it to the capital accounts of the partners in their existing old profit sharing ratio. The value of assets and liabilities of a business keeps changing, either increasing in value or decreasing in value. Certain assets or liabilities may even go unrecorded for a considerable period of time. However, at the time of reconstitution, all such assets are revalued and liabilities are reassessed, and the gain or loss on such revaluation is transferred to the old partners' capital accounts. We know that the capitals contributed by the partners and their profit sharing ratio need not necessarily be proportionate. This can be due to various practical reasons. However, at the time of admission, the partners may sometimes agree that their capitals should be adjusted to be proportionate to their profit sharing ratio. So the new capitals are calculated and the partners adjust their capitals to the new capital figure and either put in additional capital if their capital falls short or withdraw the excess if any. So these are the 6 adjustments which we discussed here that form the entire crux of the process of admission of a new partner. So if you know these adjustments properly, then you can score full marks for any sums based on this chapter. I can also say that these 6 topics cover almost all of the third lesson. Now let us look at each of these adjustments in detail in the upcoming videos and understand each of these adjustments logically.